Tecovas is the go-to for premium, handcrafted Western boots. Stop by any store location for a warm welcome, a cold drink in hand, and a truly one-of-a-kind shopping experience. Let our friendly staff help you find your new go-to boots, whether your first pair or your 50th. Finish things off with a complimentary boot brand to make them extra special. Come for the boots, stay for the good times. Tecovas, forever West.
When I need to impress someone with a gift, I go straight to 1-800-Flowers. There's a reason they've spent 50 years as the floral authority. Every stem is hand-selected by a vetted florist, and with same-day delivery nationwide, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. That's why millions go to 1-800-Flowers to celebrate life's most important moments. Order now for up to 40% off. Don't miss out on this limited-time offer. Act now and save up to 40% at 1-800-Flowers.com/podcast. That's 1-800-Flowers.com/podcast.
Can you tell that my car is facing east? If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, the sun is setting directly behind me, so I'm backlit. I'm trying to be front lit as well, but I'm backlit. This is Car Con Carne. I'm James Van Osdol. Car Con Carne, the best music podcast in Chicago, according to the Chicago Reader, in the Best of Chicago issue. I'm going to keep harping on that because it's going to help me get guests, find restaurants, and hopefully sponsors too. So bear with me. Speaking of sponsors, great ones for this show. Oh my God, Car Con Carne, sponsored by Suburban Roofing and Siding, a family-owned company that provides interior and exterior home remodeling services, offering services throughout the Chicago area. Suburbs, you live in the burbs? Call them. Chicago? Sure. Their staff has more than 40 years of collective experience. Roofing, windows, siding, gutters, they do everything. Call their friendly team and get started today. 224-677-6149 is the number, 224-677-6149. Suburban Roofing and Siding at suburbanroofingandsiding.com. Car Con Carne, also sponsored by 90 Days in the 90s. It's a book. It's a time travel story, but not like a Star Trek time travel story. It's a time travel story that takes place right here in Chicago. Darby, in this book, she owns a record store. There are a lot of record stores in the city. Darby owns one, but she gets to go back in time. She jumps on the Gray Line, which is a part of the CTA that's actually the time travel line of the CTA. It takes her back to the 90s in Chicago, and while there, she takes in all the sights and sounds that maybe you remember or maybe you heard about and wished you'd experienced the first time around. It is a very familiar book for those of us who live in Chicago. For those of us who lived in Chicago in the 90s, I think you're going to love it. Andy Fry wrote it, 90 Days in the 90s. Get it on Amazon or get it at 90daysinthe90s.com.
It's Car Con Carne. Let's eat in the car. It's Car Con Carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Osdol.
It is Car Con Carne, the best music podcast in Chicago, according to the Chicago Reader. This episode, we're not doing a music podcast. We're doing a pizza podcast. It's all messed up because we're going to eat sausage as we talk about pizza.
I mean, pizza is the music of food.
Oh, yeah. Yes. John Carruthers is the returning guest on this episode of Car Con Carne. We first came to know him through Man-BQ, but now, by and large, people know him as the guy behind Crust Fund Pizza. The pizza he makes from scratch at home, delicious cracker thin crust pizza that he sells in his back alley.
True.
To raise money for local charities. It's a wonderful thing that John does. I've had the pizza. It's ridiculously great. So great, in fact, one of the main reasons I have you on, John Carruthers, you were just on Chopped, the TV show.
I know, it's wild, right?
Want a Pizza Me? Was the episode, season 54, episode 14 of Chopped. It was a pizza-specific episode. How do they find you? Of all the, I love what you do, and your pizza's amazing, but of all the pizza makers in North America, you don't even own like a brick and mortar.
No, even the garage adjacent to the alley is vinyl siding. You bring up a very specific point. I actually don't know how they found me. I got an email, and hilariously, I got it the day that my wife and I were going to drive to the hospital to meet our third child.
Get out.
Yeah.
And
so
congratulations.
Thank you. But I looked at this email and I went, oh, this is going to be a whole thing. And I'm like, I'm not going to mention this for a little while.
Yeah, just sit on that one.
So I probably typed back a response in zombie mode at 3 a.m., like within the next few days when we were home. But I have no, I didn't think to ask at the time. And now that I've been on Chopped, I'm, it's not like we have reunions or alumni events.
Right.
So I kind of think it's fun to be a mystery where it's like, hey, the long arm of Food Network reached out and they plucked this man from an obscure alley and we're like, you go fight.
But I love that. I mean, there were some probably obvious choices from Chicago, and they went with the underground favorite.
Yeah, I mean, they went with the guy they knew would do it for cheap, I'm sure. Honestly, having had the whole experience and gone through it, the fact that they looked at me and said, this guy will not collapse into a fetal position when they throw him into that kitchen with that uncompromising timer in front of all these cameramen and all these lighting people and all these producers, like, that's the biggest compliment I've ever gotten. It has nothing to do with the food.
And that was one of my burning questions. I think everyone wonders it. Are those counters legit? Are you really... Is there any give, like, off camera to those timers?
Those counters are, if anything, more legit than you see on TV because it doesn't include the moments of you just standing there stone-faced going, oh, oh, oh. You have not 1 second longer than those clocks say in real time, and it's running the whole time. They don't stop for anything. I cut my finger, just a little nick, and had to get bandaged up by a paramedic on set, and it was just a minute, but I lost that minute. They don't stop. If I had gone and dunked my head in the deep fryer, I would have just had to come back out, hope I'd battered myself well enough, and finish with the however many minutes I had left.
Okay, so that seems super high stress.
Oh, it's incredibly high stress, but it's one of those things that's you're either attuned for it if you're not. When I was a kid, right, going on roller coasters at Six Flags, I would hype myself up the week of I'm gonna go on American Eagle backwards, I'm gonna go on Raging Bull, I'm gonna go on Shockwave for the people like me whose beard is beginning to gray, and I would get there in the line, and it's a slow ratcheting up of tension,
Oh yes.
And by the time you're up at the front, you're like, it's all in your mind, I can't do this. I'm a fraud. Who thought I could do this? This is the stupid. And then you get in the thing and they strap you in and you're like, well, a high 15-year-old has strapped me into this, so there's no turning back. But then at this point, the high 15-year-old is me and my own decision-making. And you get to the apex and you're like, oh, man, how many people die on these things a year? But then the absolute minute you go over the bump and you start to gain velocity, you're like, this is the greatest thing, and I am the greatest person, and life has never been this sweet. It's exactly how it was on Chopped. I went, and I was like, all right, I wasn't sleeping the night before. I feel like I'm going to stress throw up every moment. I can't believe that I got myself into this. And then the moment it starts, you just got to cook. You cook with your lizard brain. It's not like even if you wanted to, you're going to look up a recipe on Serious Eats or Food 52 or something. It's you get thrown in and you have a whole kitchen that'll do what you want, but you got to know what to do with it. And your lizard brain either reacts or you slump into the fetal position. And I mean, I'm not going to say that in another parallel reality there isn't Fetal John on Food Network, but it didn't happen this time.
Let's eat as we talk about this episode of Chopped. Again, if you're looking for it, it's season 54, episode 14.
You want a pizza me?
You want a pizza me. So we're at Roma's on Cicero, just off of Montrose on the northwest side of the city. We're here for the atomic... Is the atomic dogs?
The atomic hot dogs combo.
Yeah, so it's hot dog sausage built into... I guess it's an Italian beef combo.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's break it open.
How do we not order that?
We also ordered Italian beef empanadas, which they sell here, because we have to know. We have to know.
Yeah.
And even better,
empanada A.
They have this green. I think it's Kool-Aid. I don't know what it is, but it tastes just like Flavor Ice. You know the plastic long tubes you put in the freezer and eat like popsicles? This is what this tastes like.
They gave us a sidecar of juice for our empanadas.
I'll let you enjoy the juice. Where are you going to put that?
I was going to say.
Now, you've been on this podcast before.
I know.
I'm totally going to hit
never
that
with juice.
I'm totally going to hit that with my elbow.
Sorry, I pick it back up.
All right.
Put these down, and then we'll deal with the combos.
Italian beef.
This is a hearty Midwestern meal.
That actually looks pretty great. I got to be honest with you.
My gosh, the bubbling, yes. Oops, and I hit the mic.
The Italian beef empanada. Aha.
These do feel molten.
Uh-huh.
Are you... How many... Hit the steering wheel for your pain level.
Oh, boy. Maybe wait.
All right.
Give it a minute.
I will
Learn from
name
me.
as many state capitals as I can think of.
Duluth.
Springfield. Montpelier.
Wow, well done, Vermont.
Yeah.
All right, so you end up on Chopped.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that drives me crazy about that show and every other show is the wacky ingredients you have to cook with.
Yeah.
And so there were 3 rounds. Spoiler warning, I'm going to tell you how this ended. John came in second.
Pretty good.
Pretty great for the Crust Fund Pizza guy. Who, I mean, had you really started making pizzas prior to like 4 years ago or 3 years ago?
Not every week, not in a way that I would consider going on TV and being like, hey, I do this.
Uh-huh.
August 2020 was when, or if you want to go back to the March era of the pandemic that year, but 2020 is when things started getting real obsessive.
I mean, so obsessive you published a book,
Yes.
a cookbook,
Pizza for everyone.
which is fantastic. I'm in that. Thank you for the inclusion.
Mm-hmm.
So, is that a fox that just ran across the street, or
No, it's a cat. That would have been pretty cool. It was one of those big, weird tail cats.
big ass cat? So, the first challenge you had to do, that was with the charcuterie cones.
Mm-hmm.
And what else? It was mozzarella sticks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just these absurd ingredients you had to pull together. How much time did you have to kind of calculate your plan before they hit go on that timer?
Oh, as long as it took Ted Allen to walk away. You
It really was that immediate.
Yeah, people don't like, they give you get a little walk through the pantry before you start shooting and everything. You can't remember all that stuff. But yeah, when you open that basket, you get a minute maybe.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there's no like, all right, I'm going to sit back down. Like, you ever see him writing in those moleskin notebooks on Top Chef? Well, now I just look at that and I'm like, dilettantes.
So, talk about that lizard brain. How did it kick in for you for these different challenges?
I will tell you, in the first, it was like, first of all, like when I make my pizza dough, I'm not usually rolling it out and docking it, but like we all kind of had to process our dough, and that's how things were equal and fair there. But, first of all, it's your first time in the chop kitchen. You never have enough time, or you never, have the time you're comfortable with. But what my lizard brain went to was like, what's something I can make that is a value add to these ingredients? And I looked at those carrots, and I thought jardinera, like let's get something spicy, let's get something vinegary on the plate.
It's something very you, something very like you in a pizza.
Yeah, it was good to look back, and at the end of the day, I was just like, hey, my lizard brain said Chicago, and it said jardinera, and that made me feel pretty good.
They love the hot sauce.
They did, and like part of it was influenced by just like that kind of hot sauce you get in good taco and empanada places here, like Belizean places here, where it's like there is some cooked down carrots, some cooked down shallots, some garlic and some oil, and then you really kind of bring it home with with the vinegar. But the thing that I thought was cool was I also roasted the peppers on the open flame, like all my friends who grew up making tacos with their family taught me. And it's like little bits of Chicago, and you blend it all together. Can I tell you, like, the bad joke that I was sad they cut out of there? It was like, because they have you talk through your dish right afterwards.
Right.
I said I finished it with champagne vinegar because it's the champagne of vinegars.
I can't believe that got cut.
Right? Like, someone must have used it 54 seasons and stuff, because that's gold.
I got the feeling that they didn't enjoy you as much as we enjoy you here, humor-wise.
Who could enjoy me as much as you enjoy me here, James?
Like humor doesn't land with that crowd.
I was probably Chef Christian. I think he could make a go of it in the Midwest. He's a pretty solid dude in that respect.
I mean, you were very authentically you on that show.
That was the point. They gave us a little talk before, because some people get nervous about how they look or how they're going to look, and that's just a function of reality TV kind of warping everyone's expectations about who you are versus how you're portrayed. And they said, it's in our best interest to make you look good, to make you more notable. The only real regrets we've had from people since we've been doing this are people who thought I didn't really go for it, I didn't show who I was, because I was afraid of looking dumb. And the nice thing about me is I've never been afraid of looking dumb.
Well, and one of the contestants, Rob from Long Island, he was authentically himself too, wasn't he?
Rob got a bad edit, though. I mean, I'm not
really?
going to say he got a bad edit, but Rob was a really nice guy. Really solid dude. I have been texting and talking with him since the show, and, he's a good dude, but they also, they made some hay out of his proclivities and the things he would rather not do.
The pineapple.
Yeah, and also the man's got beautiful eyebrows and hair. Like, of course, you're gonna kind of in the back of your mind be like, oh, that guy, something's going on with him. Like,
well, they tried to set up conflict, which I get. That's reality TV between you and him. They shot him saying, you're going back to Chicago.
Oh yeah, but and the fun part is that they're like, okay, there's a face-off. Like, you guys kind of do stuff, and I'm like, treat it like wrestling. Like that's the best part. Like, you gotta heel it up or you gotta face it up.
That was your UFC moment.
Yeah.
The stare down.
But yeah, I mean, and he was, we were all so excited to be there in the first place. Like, it was very cool. And honestly, after round one, and this is no disrespect to Miriam, who got chopped in round one, but, me and Rob and Mike came back and we were like, oh man, like, we're so glad to just still be here at all. Because they get good people on this show. Everyone on that show can cook circles around most people. Present company excluded, and it's like you beat anyone on Chopped. It's like that's a pretty good notch for you.
Oh yeah.
Plus the whole and again, this is the third time I'm mentioning this. The whole not getting into the fetal position thing, I think, speaks well to anyone on that show because it's a pressure cooker, man. Like, that kitchen looks huge on TV, right? Well, it is. But think about it, and then add several layers, almost like the Gladiator arena in the Thor movie with the Hulk. And there's camera people, and there's grips, and there's producers, and there's lighting people, and then there's this NFL owner's box, up here, and it's got all these producers on monitors and stuff, like people who just sit over it all, watching everything, and there's someone who's watching you do whatever. It was wild. It's a stadium, and the people on TV see 4 people competing, and only the people competing see the stadium.
You mentioned Miriam, we mentioned Rob, and then Mike was the other guy from Philly.
Yes.
And I thought he had a really interesting story.
Out of a well-timed bite, yes.
Yeah, it was a well-timed bite. He was a guy who, if I were you, I wouldn't want to beat. It seemed like he had a really good story, and you didn't want to send him home.
He was great, and he was a nice guy. You spend. People ask me what they cut out of. This is the hours we spent with each other, just shooting the shit and hanging out and stuff. And he does have a great story, but he's also a really good cook. Beyond pizza, he is very highly trained and very highly able. We were all oh man, Mike's the guy to beat. Before we even stepped foot in the kitchen that day.
That's amazing.
And he, it helps. He's his story really highlights the shortcomings of mass incarceration in this country. And to be able to make such beautiful food and to also be able to deliver a sober and serious message that's very meaningful, I think is very cool. I know that I get to highlight different things with Crust Fund, and it's very positive and can be very silly, but Mike is, he went through hell and is truly absolutely carrying the banner for formerly incarcerated people. That's just hats off about that.
Yeah, that was pretty darn cool. What do you think of the empanada?
This is delicious. It's really a delicious empanada, and it's got just enough cheese. The beef is great. It's juicy. It's not dried out.
The giardiniera gives you a little crunch.
This is delicious. They should be known for this.
Yeah, and the flaky pastry is right on.
This
is not what I would have expected. I would not have expected to come here and have something like that.
I'm telling you, man, there are single people looking for dates at farmers markets across the north side, getting way worse empanadas for way more money every single day.
This is true. All right, we're going to talk a little more about Chopped. You want a pizza me? We both got the Atomic Dog. I think this is me. You got giardiniera on yours. I've had this before, and I know Hot Dog makes his sausage super spicy. So I decided to get the very safe sweet peppers on mine. Because there's only so much nose blowing I want to do while doing a podcast on camera.
That's fair.
Yeah,
it's radio magic.
It is radio magic. So that wait, what was the second challenge?
Second challenge was remembering my name and where the oven was. You mean round 2?
Yeah, round 2.
Round 2 was the Lasanito kale.
Oh, that's right.
That was the wild one with the bison sausage, like
Yes.
the cure. They were almost like hot dogs. They're kind of bratwurst sized. The whole order of takeout
Yes,
chicken,
that's right.
and
That's
the
what I'm saying. These challenges
honeycomb.
are insanity.
Yeah. Well, not for nothing. If you want to sit at home and do things under the perfect conditions and cook the way you absolutely know how to, like, yeah, you don't really go on Chopped.
Fair.
I guess you push yourself. I don't know. Part of the satisfaction was knowing that I could do anything.
Yeah. So, and your approach was?
My approach was to treat it like essentially I'll steal this from a line that was cut from Judge Christian, but like essentially like a meat lover's pizza with just a lot going on and a lot of balanced flavors. So, when I first got it, I thought maybe I can grind the Kung Pao into kind of a sausage, with some pepper brightness, and maybe I can take the bison sausage out of the casing, but the bison sausage was already smoked and cured, so I kind of didn't do either. And I treated I kind of drained off the Kung Pao, and I kind of laid that as a base. I cut up and coated the bison in gochujang. I fried the kale because I've been frying kale chips for vegan members of my family for a long time. And then I used the honeycomb in the sauce because that was just really good honeycomb. Like, I don't know if you said, I just stopped to taste it. Sometimes you just gotta have fun with it. And then I didn't talk about it on the episode, but you can see it where, like, I have a chili oil that I'm kind of finishing the pizza with that brings a lot of those spicy and sweet flavors together. And that was a cool pizza.
You had to think about this stuff on the fly.
Yes, it's all absolutely on the
fly.
fly.
In order of Kung Pao chicken, like...
And, unlike some of my other competitors, like, cooked sauce is a very important hallmark of tavern style. So it was like, no matter what I did, every round, it's like, get a sauce going.
Brilliant. All right, get a sausage. Yeah. Get a sausage going.
Get the sausage going. Great advice.
This is going to be ugly to eat on camera.
It's all right.
And the beautiful thing about this combo is you can barely find the sausage. It's like it's buried under meat and peppers.
It should reveal itself in due course, like any good prophecy. Well, that's a good looking thing too with that jardinera. I'm not gonna mess up your car, but look at that.
Oh yeah,
a beauty.
That is beautiful. So the last round, it was like pizza cupcakes. It was like a dessert pizza.
That is what they threw me a little bit. No, they were muffin-shaped pizzas. I got corrected on this 50 times doing the post interviews. That is what threw me. It was the muffin pizzas, the freeze-dried pineapple rings, ironically the one type of pineapple I had not worked with, vegan pepperoni, and gosh, there was some. Oh, strawberries.
And strawberries.
Macerated the strawberries. I took some chilies and made a mole that I should probably apologize to the Chicago Latin community for calling mole, but you do what you can in 30 minutes. I wanted to make a dust out of those pineapple rings, but they do not quite dust. They turn into a horrible sludge.
They're tacky, right?
Yeah, and I kind of threw them in the oven and was like, we'll figure you out later, and spoiler alert, he didn't. And then kind of free... The dough on those pizza muffins was kind of a brioche, so like a little fried cheese flavor. And I quartered them and threw them in the fryer, and it didn't quite come together.
Did you know, like, this isn't going to work for me?
I thought maybe in the moment, but once I started futzing with the pineapple, I think that's what kind of killed me. I wish I had a plan going in that I should have just executed, which was just a quarter tavern dough, roll it out, and fry it up. Like, if you're asking me what I would have done, in retrospect, I would have scooped the cheese and the sauce out of those muffins, put them in the food processor with some cinnamon sugar, toasted it lightly, right? Yeah, fried pizza dough, a little lime butter or honey butter, that. And then I would still just fry the crap out of those vegan pepperonis and a nice little crunch, and I think it would go well with that sauce. I would still make the mole, the chocolate sauce.
Do they eat more of your food than when they show on camera, or is it really just a couple bites that are like, yeah, we got it?
That's a good question. I was so focused on getting food out. But they do, like, they eat enough of it. They taste every component. They taste it together. One fun thing is that you have to do 4 portions, and there's 3 judges, right? And
Right.
The 4th is for
Elijah the Prophet.
glamour shot.
Yep.
Yeah. The 4th is for the glamour shot, and they say, like, hey, you can't try to hide the worst one on the 4th dish, because a judge will get the ugliest one, because the nicest looking one always goes to the food shot.
That makes sense.
But, yeah, they ate, and then the crew takes care of the rest. Like, we didn't get to try each other's pizzas at all. We got to look at them and say, that looks delicious, that looks wonderful, I would love to try your pizza, and then we all went off to our respective separate cities.
That final challenge. The quote is, "This is an unmitigated disaster, sir. I gotta be real, brother." To which you said in classic John Carruthers tone in response, "At least you'll remember it."
I mean, it's true. First of all, I mean, I kind of agreed with him that, like, this is kind of a weird thing to be saying I deserve the championship with, but, you know, at the same time, it's like, I had that chaotic state fair energy, and that's, you know, I committed to it, and you're right, yeah, if it wasn't good, at least it was something that I put stuff into, and it was something that he had to comment on. Like, this is perfectly bland, I think would have been worse than a knife in my back.
When we watch on television, there is that dramatic pause when they lift it up and you see whose dish loses.
Mm-hmm.
How long is it in real time when you're filming it?
So, we cook, we go back into the room, they bring us out, they talk about one of the dishes, take us back to the room, bring us back out, talk about the other dish, go back in the room, bring you out. Then there's all this coverage, right? So when Ted says, like, let's see whose dish is on the chopping block, and, like, does the hand and stuff, you see that, like, 4 or 5 times.
Got it. What were your thoughts when you heard, "Chef John, you've been chopped"?
Oh, I was like, yeah, that probably makes sense. I mean, even if I had really nailed that last round, like, I can't take anything away from Rob. His food was beautiful and acclaimed round to round to round. Like, I get it. Like, that guy is a champion, and he cooked like a champion.
When I started watching the show, I'm like, oh shit, like, he's the guy to beat.
Oh, yeah.
But then you made it to the final round. I'm like, oh shit, I think John's actually going to do it. Like, it was really exciting and suspenseful.
It was fun, but, you know, this is also a long day. So here's the real driving factor beyond my innate Midwestern pleasantness. I got there at 5:30 in the morning to these studios. And by the time we were cooking, it had to be in the 8 o'clock, 8:30 range at night. And I was so happy that, I had made it through the last round of Chopped. I had gotten as many rounds as I could. That I had gotten something on the plate every time. That I was able to articulate what I was trying to do. I was just over the moon to be like, you never have to cook in the Chop kitchen again, my man. It's me talking to myself. And, like, thank you, judges, for being, like, I was just so full of love for the universe, even Scott in that moment, that it's like, yeah, what happens, but, like, man, what a run. Like,
What a run.
You know, I still spend 40 hours a week doing something else. And, you know, the fact that this thing that really became this extreme obsession and side hustle of mine, to get that far with it amongst some of the best pizza cooks in the world, it's like, how do you not feel great about that?
Yeah.
Like,
That's the right perspective.
I understand that we all want to win. I would have loved to win. I'm from Chicago. We scream about anyone winning. People haven't watched the Blackhawks since 2015. We're screaming with all their hearts. But man, like, sometimes you just got to take a look back and say, hey, this was a pretty good run.
That's exactly the right attitude for that.
So yeah, call me the Bulls before the Bulls with, you know, Dwayne D Rose's knee. You know, it's like sometimes circumstances reach up and we don't quite make it, but you know, there's beauty in the journey.
So when you have to record those commentaries about what you did, what you created, how soon after you cooked did you have to record those? Is there distance to give you time to think about it, or is it like in the moment?
So you do all of them at once, right? So
Okay.
if you're in the first round, it's right after you go. If you're the second round, right? Me, it was like we did the final round, and then I started recording the commentary. So they have to print out paper and stuff because like it's frantic and wild, and you're sleep deprived by then. And they're like, "Here's what you cooked," and they show you pictures and they show you all the ingredients. And
Oh,
you're like,
wow.
Oh yeah, that sounds like me. And then you talk
That's
over
really
it.
smart. It makes sense.
But it was nice. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't long after. Call it like 10 or 15. But they poured me a nice glass of bourbon, and you know, we just had a nice conversation. The the people who put that show together are just amazing at it. Like, it is a machine.
Oh, I bet it is. So, you got to where you did on the show, proudly representing Chicago, doing a kick-ass job. What happened after the show aired?
Oh, so you'd think like, hey, John didn't sleep the night before. He got up at 5:30, and this is you talking because I don't talk about myself in the third person like that. But like I probably just want to go to bed. But I got out of there and I was just like singing, and it was like, it was October. It was a pretty nice fall night in Manhattan, and I was like, I was just like so revved up.
Oh, sure.
That I tell you exactly what I did. I took the subway back to my hotel. I stopped by a 7-Eleven and I got a shower beer. I took a really hot, wonderful cleansing shower, and then I found a bar, a nice neighborhood bar, and I drank until I was just a little relaxed and having fun. Stayed for a little while, watched the Bears beat the Patriots in one of those few bright spots of last year, and I went back and said, all right. Slept like a rock.
I bet you did.
It just slept like the absolute dead. It was wonderful. And then I got up the next morning and I said, oh, that really happened, huh?
That's amazing. Okay, and that wasn't even my question. My question was, I should have phrased it better. Did people reach out to you? Did you, suddenly are you a pizza rock star because you were on this show? How did your equity grow?
It just, I don't know. Yeah, people reached out and they would say like, I saw you on Chopped, that was great, or I'd love if you do XYZ, or can I got a cool pizza Hawaiian shirt out of it. Someone just sent me one.
Sweet.
It was like fun stuff. I picked up a bunch of Instagram followers, which I only note because Instagram is where I sell the pizza through. Right. So it was good. And people, the best part is, and the best part always has been, like, through any food stuff, is like someone's like, I tried your recipe that you published and I loved it. And like, that's the end goal, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I don't know, run a restaurant or anything. I want people to cook and I want people to enjoy themselves like I do. And that happened in the wake of that, and that was very cool.
I love that. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
That's it. So you mentioned the Instagram Crust Fund Pizza. Your Instagram account is
At Nachos and Lager.
At Nachos and Lager.
I didn't want to make pizza the only thing on the account, so you'll occasionally see nachos on there and beer stuff.
And beer, of course. So
like the Chicago shots, because I'm a meatball.
Just as a reset, I thought they did a good job of letting you quickly explain what you do on the show, because it's not a quick elevator pitch.
Well, so it's turned into a quick elevator pitch because when you tell the story of I sell pizzas in an alley and I'd like to help your organization, you kind of winnow it down quick because you get a lot of blank looks.
Yes.
My entire professional career in and outside of food has been like, how do you find the most expeditious way to your bullshit and making it sound good? And I think I've gotten there with the pizza.
So elaborate a little more, because there are people who are watching or listening who may be completely new to you, who may be new to Crust Fund Pizza.
Yes. Once a month on my Instagram, only on Instagram, I don't have time for all these other social channels, I put a menu up, and it has a special on it, and it has my regular menu. And I say, this is the place we'll be raising money for this month, and this is the pizza that's on special this month. Links in my Instagram, click on it, fill out a form, and you're good. If you get through, you make a donation directly to the charity of the month, not to me. Money passes around me, not through me. And then that Thursday after that Monday menu fill out, you come to my alley, which I give you secret directions to at the proper time and place, and you get handed a pizza when you go through the alley.
I love it.
It's good. It's, in a darker world, it could be the beginning of a Dateline episode. But for me, it has been a solid business model that continues to this day.
Well, we live in a darker world, and this is a bright spot in it. This is for the community. I love that this was the side hustle that emerged from COVID. You woodshedded and perfected making pizza.
Yeah, and it's wild. It's not sourdough, Like
Yeah,
I still killed the sourdough starter.
I decided to podcast every night. You decided to make pizza.
We all need something.
We all have to have something. Well, again, the episode of Chopped is season 54, episode 14. Want a pizza me? John Carruthers competing, being very John Carruthers. Again, I don't think your comedy landed the way it should have.
I think that they probably... it's their show and it's not mine. Like they give me a show, I can be goofy.
Well, they should give you a show.
And Kim said I had a spicy personality. That was nice. I don't think I saw that until after I watched the episode. I think that there was a little among themselves, and I'm like, all right, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, for sure. So it's super fun to watch this, and the charity Crust Fund Pizza with, of course, the best mascot in all of Chicago, really.
Yeah, and that's a local guy. That's Anthony Hall, who runs Hairbrained Design and Merchandise Studio.
I love it. Well, congratulations. Huge accomplishments, and congratulations on all you continue to do with Crust Fund Pizza.
Thank you, and congratulations on this combo, because it was
delicious. That was delicious.
It's one of the better ones I've had.
So we started with an Italian beef empanada, and then we had an Italian beef and sausage combo. I need to go on a cleanse. You never gained weight.
I mean, first of all, you invited me to your car. You knew this was going to be a high-calorie night.
Yeah, I did.
I believe in earlier fun pre-pandemic days, we had the taco that was made of a fried chicken.
Yes, we did.
Like, this is damn near Atkins in comparison.
It really is. All right, John Carruthers, thank you.
Thank you.